Crikey, it's nearly flipping Christmas. We've only got one more month to go before December. But before we get that far, did Hoover give me the freedom I needed in my cleaning for the month of October? This is October, isn't it? Let's find out. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? Time for a monthly look at what we did with the Freedom. Just brought it out of the car, I put all the tools in a bag, literally popped it down, started recording. I'm quite busy at work today, so we shall have a look at everything. Let's just get it out of this bag and see what's what. And it's been quite a boring month really. It's a very capable machine, is our Hoover. We've used it quite a lot. I've had all the tools out in use. Doing the stairs, the dusting. This is a lovely, lovely dusting brush actually. It's a bit of a shame that that plastic part is in there. That stops the brushes from sucking themselves in when you use the machine with the suction. But that's been very good. That's been lovely for the stairs and the sofas, and that's obviously a crevice tool. Lovely, lovely. The ones, they haven't got any worse, they haven't got any better either, but they've been quite good. It's amazing how strong these are. Yes, they're only plastic, but obviously Hoover went really bad with their plastic ones to the point they've been flipping awful. These are okay because they're really thick plastic. They don't really bend that much at all. Love, 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 love the contour head that I cheated and used rather than the 2 pedal affair that came with it, because I can. Really, so that's been adorable to use. Something did get stuck in it. Plastic cap got stuck in it, and I actually ignored it for a week because it still worked, and I was using it heavily. We had a full furniture out move weekend before last, and it got really annoying, so I poked it out and pulled it out, and the airflow was fine. It was just a noise. The air was rushing around it. The hose, I very, very nearly taped this up. As you can see, it's open now. It literally, it moves. It's so light. I ever said it. I've very nearly put some tape around it because it kept on opening. But I persevered because it needed to be open to do our sofa, because the underneath bit, because our sofa's a bit crap, it pulled it up. So I opened the bleed valve, it was fine. Nothing really much to talk about with the tools. But the machine itself, well, it's very long. And the problem with it being very long is that it is a little bit unwieldy, I have to say. It glides about okay. This gliding pad here, even the laminate was okay, and it's not too bashed up. Obviously I've had the machine polish over it before, and it's a little bit dirty, but it would be so much nicer with a wheel. These wheels are plastic, so they tend to help glide the machine about a little bit. It's all very dusty, but it's not too bad really. Let's see if there's my little screwdriver. We'll take the filter cover off. Obviously this has been HEPA flown, and I have been very good and not looked. There's nothing to give me the impression that the bag's fallen off. And if we look at the filter, well, there is a tiny little bit of muck on it, but that may not have come from the bag. I might have missed a little ball of fluff when I was refurbishing it maybe, or it's just slipped through. I don't actually know, and we're going to find out, because if I take this off, interesting. So the tape has worked. It's not, there's a fair chunk of dust, but it's not horrific. I'll be honest, inside there is a little bit of glitter. Hang on, let me turn the little light on my camera. There we go. There's a little bit of glitter in there. You probably can't. It's not terrible. That's obviously the seal might have deformed on the bag. It's better. Could be many, many things. Oh, crumbs. Okay, that's not quite so interesting. Not quite so good. Oh, right. Okay. Ooh. Right. A fair amount of dust leakage has occurred. And now I look at this slightly there. Ooh, Hoover Freedoms do not HEPA flow that well, or you need a smaller ended bag. Whoops. I would say that actually is a little bit dusty. It's not horrific though, it's only the very, very fine dust that has escaped from the confines of this bag. And actually you can see on the seal, look, where the actual machine went. I need to shut this lid because it's belching out crud. And we can take the tape off, so it's helped. But I think you need a bag with a much smaller end on it, because that's all leaked absolutely everywhere. Actually, due to the unique rubbish design, I'll be honest, of the Freedom, there is no hose seal. So when the hose is in, it's sort of, I reckon some of it's probably coming from in there. Well, that's not too bad. I think the bag must have just moved somewhere inside. So that's going to need a full vacuum out now before I can really do much more. But yeah, the suction hasn't decreased. I hadn't actually noticed anything. Obviously I was paying attention to any massive clouds of rubbish coming out at the top. That was basically my indicator to see. But yeah, these, you either need exactly the right size HEPA flown bag, and I'm not entirely sure what size that is. If you had access to a lot of bags, you could probably check, or just a paper bag would probably do the trick. So yeah, this is the short and sweet bit really, because I don't weigh me dirt because I didn't think of it before, and it's a bit stupid to start now. So close to the end of the year, we'll leave that to Roger to do. I best show you how I'm going to change my cleaning for November. Take it to another galaxy. Because November's vacuum is actually in this box where it has been for quite a while up in storage. Having a few silly thoughts about selling it. So I figured the best way to decide is to use it. What have we got? Well, we have a black 32mm push fit tool. Actually proves my point, because these are the awful style of Hoover plastic rod. These really do flex, whereas these don't. There's night and day between the two styles of one that Hoover used. I'll have to get the machine out first before I get the hose out. We have a black hose. And it's probably a little bit disingenuous of me to assume that you don't know what this machine is yet, because you're all pretty clued up on these matters. He says try to prolong it while he cuts the bubble wrap, because it's quite a long piece of bubble wrap that I use to wrap this up, and don't particularly want to tear it. Oh. We're going to use the Galaxy! My subtle hint probably helped you a little bit there. Yes, we are going to use my Hoover Galaxy 1400 watt electronic with its slightly broken bag door because it's missing the catch from the bottom, so I use Scotch tape to stick it on. Now, American viewers may have Scotch tape. English viewers know what we want to say magic tape, Scotch tape, because it doesn't leave, I say any, it doesn't leave much residue. What it does, it's easily wiped off. So we're going to use Scotch tape. We have 2 tools already and a bag slide, so I need to find a dusting brush. That shouldn't be especially difficult. I think I will have one in the shed. But yes, the Galaxy is going to be used, and what I'm going to be using with the Galaxy, if you remember from my video of the bits I got from Dillis at Autovac, I have these other style of bags. The bags that I had a different flange on them and leaked dust horrifically. In fact, there's still a little bit of dust in this. These seem to be different because they have a black cardboard collar, and I'm hoping a more robust seal. So hopefully these may allow the machine to hold its dust in a bit better, because you really can't HEPA flow these. In fact, I'll show you quickly now, because from this angle, way up there, this is how it fits in. It just slides in. There's nothing in here. The whole thing just drops into there, upside down as well. It really, it's not the most intuitive design ever. And then the hose plugs into the front, and the end of the hose just kisses the bag seal like so. And with the white style of bag seals, I found that it did leak quite a lot of dust around it. These are different, whether they look a little bit newer, I'll be honest. I don't know. Oh crumbs, they're also open-ended. That could have ended in catastrophe. I think these are newer because they're a bit foreign. So now that's locked in because of the hose. Crumbs, we best love the bag slide on, haven't we? So yeah, I'm not going to mess around trying to HEPA flow it. We're going to do this originality today, or this month even. So we'll put the bag slide on. Good job I left that in the machine, isn't it, when I packed it away for storage. There's no dust, well, there's a little bit of dust in there. I don't know what, do I have a cloth? No. Ah, yes, I do. We'll get a cloth, and I'll just try and get the worst of this off, so if anything terrible does happen, we can tell. We'll give this, it's actually see-through, this hood, there you go, that you can sort of, it is opaque. So we'll give that a go. So we'll pop the bag in. I don't actually have the tape I'm going to use on me today, so when I get home tonight I shall tape the bag door on. But for now it should just sit quite nicely there. I'm going to have to push the bag down a little bit, apologies. Although once it's turned on it'll be alright. There we go. We now have a bag fitted. Found a dusting brush in my box of random tools that I keep off camera. Slightly different design, but it's the correct dusting brush nonetheless. So we have all 3 tools. Now what to do about this horrible one, because above all else it flexes like mad. It really is bad. The other problem is, and I don't think I can quite demonstrate it here, I have to bend down to use it. Hang on, if I lift you up to your level, hello, I have to stoop a little bit to use it, which will make it not entirely horrible to use. It's certainly not pleasant for me just stood here talking to you now about the whole thing. So what are we going to do? Well, I've been shopping and bought one of Mr. Hooverlux's telescopic extension ones that he bangs on about so much, in the hope they're a little bit longer. And they are a little bit, but most importantly of all, there is no flex. So this makes it a lot nicer to use. Much nicer indeed. The other problem is this hose end itself is very worn. In fact, you can see the tape I put around it in the past to hold on to the plastic ones. And it should just pop off, in theory. Because I have a plan. A brand new, genuine, never used handle ASSI / trigger. Yes. So this horrible worn part can be replaced with a genuine Hoover part number 090650553. It's not actually dated, I don't think. Is these dated? No, there's no product dates on these, sadly. A brand new shiny one. Look at that. It's got a slightly different end on it than the flat one of those. Although looking at that one, it could have worn down. But look at the difference in that. That should have been... It goes into the plastic ones. It's actually quite loose in the plastic ones. In the metal ones it's quite loose as well. Oh blimey. That'd be what all this tape was for. Although obviously all this tape is now not quite as nice as it was when I first fitted it. Let's try and take it off. See, that's the problem with plastic ones on vacuum cleaners. They wear. This machine's quite old now. Certainly from the early 90s. Yeah, that did the same. It goes right up to there. But actually that tape stops it from being loose. This is still quite loose, and with the right size of suction, it isn't actually going to be any good. On the plastic ones, look, it's so loose that the one just drops off. So actually, we're not going to use this. I'm going to keep it with the machine so that it can go with it as a, you know, if you want a nicer looking one you can. But we are actually going to stick with this one with all of its gunky tape, because its gunky tape stops it from being loose. I mean, it's even loose on the, it's alright on the crevice tool, it's alright on the upholstery tool, and it's alright on the dusting brush. It's just all of these tools, it's just too loose. Damn, that's a shame. It might be a slightly different part, I don't know. So actually we are going to simply push this back on there and carry the heck on with it as it was. So at least it's more usable with the metal wand. So if I remember where the plug goes on this thing, there it is. Ooh, we can plug them in. I think I need to have a look at the bag foot indicator as well, because this is not actually working. Might be able to do that at home later. That's just a bog standard piston grip, so we can have a look at that. But that doesn't seem to matter. either, so I do actually have some work to do. Because the speed control isn't running the right way, oh blimey, and the piston grip indicator doesn't work either. So we shall have a look at those at my leisure throughout this month, but it works. It's ever so manoeuvrable with its mostly matching casters. There's two random ones because it was missing them when I bought it. Oh crikey, the lid's come off. It was missing them when I bought it, so it's got two generic random wheels on it. See underneath of it, look. And yeah, I now have my little spaceship Hoover ready to go at last. I might even know where the parking bracket is, although don't hold your breath because I haven't seen that for a while. But there we go. Anyway, enough waffle, time to get on with the month. The Hoover Galaxy, which probably too many it is an SC, oh it's upside down, SC228 from 1993. Shush, from 1993 there. Marvellous stuff. So there we go. Remember the 5th of November. Hopefully we won't see any gunpowder, treason or plot. This hasn't got its original mode. This is now sporting a 1000 watt Hoover compact motor because the original one had burnt out, as all compact motors love to do. Don't like compact motors. In fact, actually I know what we can do with it quickly before we end this video. We can put the dusting brush on. I can clean out the Freedom. Marvellous. Actually, we have. This is a 1980s Freedom. 1982. So we have a 1980s and a 1990s vacuum cleaner change. We have the freedom to move about galaxies as we make up rubbish on the spot to try and gain a cheap laugh from the viewers. So, onwards and upwards. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye.